Welcome everyone to the Zuma HubSpot Outlook for July 2025. Today we will go through the latest HubSpot updates, some news and trends around HubSpot, and as always we end with a highlight of the month. The first update I want to talk to you about is the HubSpot ChatGPT Deep Research Connector. This means that in a paid version of ChatGPT, if you go into research mode, you can select HubSpot as one of the sources, meaning that you can now ask ChatGPT real like data science type of questions about your HubSpot data. Privacy is no concern. HubSpot was very clear about it. It's not used to train any models. Please play around with it. Great to see this happening. For the second update, I want to talk about the HubSpot homepage. Now, if you have Sales Hub and a paid sales seat, this update is not for you. Please continue using the sales workspace as your homepage. For everyone else, check out the HubSpot homepage. This is a place dedicated to you, AI-driven, serves you what is most relevant for you at this time. It's anything from like team communication, contacts that have been recently engaged, workflows that maybe need some review, all of it in one place, and I'm very excited that HubSpot is going into this direction. HubSpot has bought the company behind GeoMapper and OrgChartHub. GeoMapper lets you view where your contacts and companies are located on a map. And OrgChartHub lets you visualize the internal structure of the organization. So who is managing who is reporting to who. You kind of recognize this maybe from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. My hope for that, and this is fresh off the press, so I don't know, this is just speculation, but my hope is that same visualization that you have in LinkedIn Sales Navigator will translate over in the future to HubSpot, so that you have that visualization on two places. Then I also want to take a little bit of time to explain to you how you can keep yourself up to date with all these product updates. In your HubSpot portal, navigate to the top right and click on Product Updates. This brings you to a page called New to You. My recommendation is to click to All, and there you see all the updates, and you can filter it by high, medium, and low impact. And there's other categorizations here, one that's called In Development, that means HubSpot is working on it, but it's not ready yet. Then there's a private beta, which means you can request access, but the product owner has to approve it. There's public beta, that means you can request access and you will have this new feature in a couple of minutes. And then there's live, which means you now have it in your portal. And lastly, there's sunsetting, which means that this is a feature that will disappear. Like for example, the old lead scoring property that is soon getting phased out. Now for some news and trends in the world of HubSpot. Firstly, I want to talk about an acquisition that happened, which is the tool Supermetrics, which is a data pipeline that a lot of companies use to bring data from HubSpot into BigQuery. They acquired a company called Relay42, which is a customer data platform from the Netherlands that is very good at capturing all customer interactions, big and small. It's interesting to see this acquisition. It does make sense. They're sort of in the same space, sort of serving the same sort of companies. I do want to mention one other HubSpot product update, which is there is a beta in Operations Hub that also lets you get your data from HubSpot straight into BigQuery, and then no need for a data pipeline. HubSpot introduced HubSpot Credits, which is their payment model for the most valued AI features in the system. Now you get a monthly allowance with Enterprise of 5,000 credits and with Pro for 3,000 credits. This way of pricing AI features is something that's discussed quite a lot. And I really like this because it makes you think about how you are using AI. So if there's no limit to it, it might just be very low value experimentation. But now you see like, hey, I only have 3,000 credits. How am I going to use this? But also, hey, it's almost the end of the month. We've only used 2,000 out of our 3,000 credits. How do we push the adoption more so that we actually get that value of those last 1,000 credits out as well? I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but in September, it's time for the yearly Inbound conference. It looks like it will be an amazing event, lots of great speakers. I myself am always looking forward to the speech of Dharmesh, which is fun, interesting, and has a lot of dad jokes in it. But the conference is also a moment in the year where HubSpot makes major product announcements. I myself am really hoping to see some cool stuff for Commerce Hub, some more updates onto the core of the AI that HubSpot uses. They made some significant acquisitions in that area. And then I do have one big hope, it might be wishful thinking, but it's to see agents.ai, that side project of Dharmesh, really getting integrated into HubSpot, perhaps even into the workflows. Now, if you're unable to attend the event, don't worry, there usually is a live stream on YouTube of the most important keynotes. And then for the highlight of the month, we are going to a report by McKinsey, the Consumer Trends of 2025. Now, this is really aimed on consumers. At the end of the day, every B2B buyer is also a consumer. So I think we can take these trends and apply them in the world of B2B. The 5 trends that McKinsey named were, firstly, that consumers are more alone and online than ever before, that the distrust in social channels is higher than ever before. They dove into Gen Z and looked into their drivers for their behavior. Then they went into the trend of global versus local brands. And it's the 5th trend, they looked into how consumers are saving and splurging on their purchases. When we look through the lens of B2B to this report, the first thing that we can take from this is the need for convenience and the need for a frictionless experience for also the B2B buyer. A second remarkable thing in the data of the report was that even though there's so much distrust in social and digital channels, that product research was done on social more than ever before. A third interesting thing was that Gen Z is so driven by their career success, which is an interesting thing to know when you're selling to a Gen Z buyer in B2B. And lastly, also that trend of consumers preferring local and domestic products over global brands translates over into B2B. You sometimes even see it in the most digital industries, like a software company that puts a little tagline of proudly developed in Canada on their website. That was it for this time. Thank you so much. We will be back after the summer holidays with another HubSpot Outlook. In the meantime, if you have any questions, if you want to have a continued conversation around this, or if you have any feedback, send me a message on LinkedIn or book a meeting. Talk later. Bye.